Hi, I'm Amber with Personal Hair Therapy. Today I'm going to show you how to trim excess lace off of an existing hair system. Now, a lot of times when you get a new hair system, it will arrive to you in the mail with some extra lace attached, very much like this. Now, sometimes if you have previously gotten a hair system and you've been inside a hair studio with a hairstylist helping you, you haven't seen this before. So it can be a little bit of an alarming experience when you pull it out of the bag and you see this and you wonder, what is this and why does it look so different than it's looked before when I've seen it? This is a very easy process. The only thing that you're going to need in order to trim the lace is a really good pair of sharp shears. Now today I'm using a pair of stylish shears that are not sharp enough anymore to cut hair with, but they are also not dull, and they're definitely sharper than your average pair of scissors. You can even use a regular pair of scissors, you just need to make sure that they're very sharp. Some clipper sets that you have, maybe if your husband has a set of clippers, a lot of times those have a pair of trimming shears in them. You can also pick up a very decent pair that's going to be really nice and sharp at a local beauty supply store. So those are the only two things that you're really going to need in order to trim this lace. And I'm going to show you, if I can, up close, what you're going to want to do, depending on what your needs are. But generally it works really very much the same for everyone, is you're going to want to come all the way up when you're trimming to where the hair actually starts on the system. You don't, so see I've cut all the way in there to where the actual hairline starts. You actually don't need to cut into the hair, and you don't need to leave extra lace on the perimeter. You can do that, but you don't have to do that. Generally, cutting all the way back to the knots, to where the knots begin, will work just fine. And when you're doing this, you want to do it in very short little snips, just like this. Now, here and there, you're going to catch a knot and one of the hairs is going to come out. That's okay. Don't panic if that happens. You haven't ruined it. I've gotten phone calls from people sometimes who have said, I'm so-and-so from wherever, and I ordered this from a place and I got it and I think I ruined it because I cut all the lace off. Typically that's how we do it. Sometimes people wear them where they keep excess lace up front and they try to cover that with makeup. Typically that's not how they're worn, but they can be done in all kinds of different ways. So where you're trimming the lace to is really up to you. How you're trimming it is really very simple. So what you're going to do is just go in there and just a little bit of a snip at a time, not a lot at a time at all actually. And see, what you're doing is you're cutting it right back to where that lace is. I'm sorry, to where the hairline starts. And then you just work through it just like that. Now, like I said, the shears and the unit are the only two things that you really need. However, if you have a mannequin head, and you don't need to have a mannequin head quite like this one, very few people do. Styrofoam one will do just fine. There are some that have a fabric on the outside of them that are very nice as well. If you have this, you can certainly pin the unit upside down on the mannequin head. Use a T-pin to set it in place. You can actually use several if you want. And then you can actually trim it this way, and you can just work around the perimeter this way, and it will keep it still for you, and it may be easier for you to just remove that lace. And so what you're going to do is just work all the way around the perimeter, a little bit at a time, using care, you know, just go real slow. Make sure that you're not cutting any of those knots off. If you do catch a hair here and there, it's okay. You haven't ruined it, and there's no need to panic. Sometimes that happens. And then what you're going to end up with is these pieces of lace, and you can just throw those away. So that's how you trim lace. It's, as you can see, it's really very easy. It's not complicated at all. The most important things are make sure that you have sharp shears. If you don't, you can end up with some lace that will end up fraying over time. Sometimes lace does fray. That's not a big deal, but you certainly don't want to speed up the process by using shears that are not sharp. So sharp shears, trim lace, just go a little bit at a time, go all the way up to the hairline, and just use care not to cut those hairs off. So if you need any help, please email me, Amber@personalhairtherapy.com, or visit our website at personalhairtherapy.com. Thanks.